We're in the National Museum of Wales in Cardiff, and that's because last week 2 items found by the Operation Nightingale fieldwork we did at RAF Valley in Anglesey were deemed to be treasure. These 2 items, as a result, are incredibly important. They're nationally significant, probably internationally significant actually, and so we're here today to make sure that we can look at them properly before they go off to their final home, which is probably in Anglesey itself. So the items were found on the airfield, but we're pretty convinced they're part of what's called the Llyn Cerrig Bach assemblage, and those are items from about 2,000 years ago in what's known as the Iron Age. One is a bridle bit from the front of a pony that would have pulled a war chariot, and the second bit is what's called a chariot ring, and that would have guided the reins of that particular chariot or cart. Really decorative, it's got red inlaid glass, really delicate, and that's a first for this particular assemblage. It's really unusual in Wales, and as such they're incredibly important items and found by our Nightingale vets.
Ecstatic. I knew straight away what it was. It was about half a foot down in the peat. I dug a larger hole, or I'd cut round. Normally I'd just go straight down on the artefacts, but this time I was conscious of doing a larger cut, and I took the peat out, and then I saw the edge of the bridle, and straight away I knew exactly what it was. So it was like unbelievable. Just amazing. I mean, it was absolutely drenched when I found it, covered in turf, peat, sand. So for it to even without conservation, it's a stunning artefact, as well as the chariot ring as well.
Richard had done a comprehensive briefing for us before we'd arrived, so we knew the sort of articles we were looking for, and it seemed to be, to me, yeah, I found the chariot ring. Did a little dance, got quite excited, which is not like me. My colleague Graham was fairly close by, and another friend of mine, Paul, who were detecting in the same area, called them over just to confirm that I wasn't dreaming. So once the mutual congratulations were out of the way, we thought we'd better get Richard over. So we then sort of stood back and said, well, what do you think of that? And of course, once he lifted his jaw off the floor, he confirmed that what we'd got was indeed an Iron Age chariot ring.
It was a needle in a haystack to be able to find something on that vast airfield, but to get 2 veterans from the Royal Air Force making the discoveries is phenomenal, because they can see the importance of the heritage, and maybe that's one of the things we have an armed forces for, is to look after the culture and the heritage of this nation, and these 2 finds are part of probably the most important Iron Age collection of items in the UK, so fabulous.